Welcome YouTube, Gerkinshteel Reacts here. Gonna be reacting to my father, Mr. Mtashed, Michael Tashed, the dad of Gerk. We do look pretty alike. I'm not shaved right now and I did not do my hair, but, you know, we look fairly similar. I could, definitely be his son. That being said, he is reacting to Adventurine, and I have my own thoughts about Adventurine, and I'm curious if we align.
With Aventurine, I'm like, oh my god, oh, and then the him go with the yank buff. Oh,
it just keeps going on and on, huh?
Now she go, ooh, I got more damage. Very, very strong. That's what I'm thinking. That's what my mind.
That might be the most funny I've actually seen Mtashed in a long time. That was good. I wish I felt this way about Adventurine, because I love follow-up attacks, but I didn't feel like he was that good. I don't know.
Monkey brain is doing. I'm going, ooh, shields, ooh, follow-up attack, ooh, damage. I'm like freaking out, boys. That's how you know when a character's good.
Copium.
When I start seeing the passives and
I think there's a big difference between a character looking fun and a character looking unique and a character being good. I think they're different things. However, he could be right. Character could be really, really good. I don't know. I did try him though when he did not feel good.
Hitting a little. I did not realize how good he was going to be, and I had zero thoughts of getting him. When I saw him, I was like, yeah, no shot I'm getting this guy. No chance in hell. And I'm not talking about like the Acheron. I'm skipping. I'm talking like zero.
Well, that's because he looks so lame. I mean, look at the dude. He's spraying perfume. Like, do we need another shielder? Like, I have Luocha. I have Gepard. I have Fu Xuan. There's 4-star sustains that I would like. Like, I don't know. I have Wohua. I have Fu Xuan. Like, do I need this guy? Just to do slightly a little bit of damage with follow-up attacks, or maybe get a debuff with Acheron with his ult that he gets every 100 turns? Like,
Zero hype for this guy. Don't know why. Maybe because they stole his character model from Slice and his VTuber, but okay, well, I just didn't think he was going to be necessary or good. And
he's not necessary though. That's the thing. He's not necessary. None of the characters are necessary. And we don't know if he's good yet. We couldn't even see his build. Like, I don't know. He felt so incredibly weak for me.
I'm looking at my account and I'm like, you know what? If I had this guy, would I ever need anything else? I would have all the sustain I would ever need. He's got some really unique things as
I don't think he has Huohua, and that's why he's saying this. Because he has, I think, only Fu Xuan and Trailblazer. And if that's all you have, and I guess Lynx, but if that's all you have, then yeah, okay, he's necessary. Like, keeping it 100%. If that's all you got, you should probably get him.
I think that the character is crack-ola. But the other thing, too, is he buffs multiple characters in the game and makes them better, or just makes them more valuable, or whatever you want to call it. Aventurine is crazy. So let me just give you some quick highlights. Number 1, Aventurine gains stacks when people follow up. So anyone that has a follow-up attack got a little bit more value from Aventurine. Someone like...
Okay, that's good, because we do have a free doctor ratio, and I love follow-up attacks. Follow-up attacks are poggers. Yeah, nope, that's good. He could be the main follow-up attack tank.
The ratio is even better, and they synergize beautifully because Aventurine can debuff the boss as well. So that's a perfect synergy. Insanity with Clara.
Here's where the cap starts. I'll let him cook, though.
As well, because Clara is able to just dish out damage, do her follow-up attacks, and you get this crazy cycle of shielding and AoE, and it's very, very nice.
Okay. The problem, and I tried this comp. I tried it live. I have a pretty cracked Clara. She's very good. When you run Adventurine with Clara, Yes, she does the follow-up attacks. She's protected. She can't die, and she does retaliate. It will be comfy. The problem is it takes too many cycles to kill stuff. Um, Adventurine delays a lot because he's imaginary, right? And he does really good break effect. So when he delays, the enemy doesn't get to go, which means they're not hitting your Clara, which means your Clara is not doing follow-up attacks, and that means your Adventurine is not getting stacks because no one's getting hit and there's no follow-up attacks. I did make the mistake of running Ruan Mei with Clara, but Ruan Mei's busted, and I wanted her to be as juiced as possible. Like I did Sparkle and Ruan Mei with Clara and Adventurine. That might be the problem, but end of the day, imaginary units just don't seem to work well with Clara because you stop the enemy from hitting her in the first place, and you want them to hit her. So it almost seems like a non-bow, but that could just be me.
Super good with Clara, but honestly, I know it's a meme. I know it's a meme. But they buffed Yang Qing. They legitimately buffed Yang Qing.
A polished buff turd is still a turd. That's all I'm gonna say about the Yang Qing.
Because Yang Qing almost always crits. Aventurine gives a crit damage bonus. And because he's always shielding, Yang Qing is constantly shielded, which means he can't lose his buff.
That's true. Yang Qing will always have his buff, that's Poggers, except for me, when I tried Adventurine, his shield was paper thin. It was so flimsy. It is not absorbing massive nukes. I don't know what to tell you. I won't die, of course, but it's not going to absorb the whole nuke. It is stackable, though, so I can get it bigger. And they may have just built him horribly, and that's probably what happens. They built a horrible Adventurine. But I don't know. I think Yang Qing's still going to take damage because he sucks.
Always buffed, which also means he follow-ups more, which allows him to proc the shields. Like, it's crazy. Like, Yang Qing actually got a buff. But any follow-up unit...
Every Harmony unit released has been a buff for Yang Qing. Let's keep it a buck. They all make him better. Like Ruan Mei Sparkle with Yang Qing still gonna kill everything. Pretty easily.
Is going to bring some value into the team, and I could see some speedrunning type teams with the, Himiko, with Herda, and Aventurine.
That will be a cracked Memory of Chaos team, 100%. The problem is Memory of Chaos is already super easy, and I don't know that I need a more cracked Memory of Chaos team. Actually, here's my counter to this, because if he mentions it. The Herda Himiko Memory of Chaos team, I don't think needs Adventurine because you don't take damage anyway. Like, I don't think the damage he does is enough, and he's not going to get his stacks fast enough to warrant just not running a buffer for your Herda and your Himiko. Like, I don't know. I don't even use a sustained in Pure Fiction, like, at all. Now, like, I spend money on the game, so this might be the problem. This could very well be the problem.
Because he's going to shield you the whole time. You're always safe. You're doing all these crazy follow-ups. I see a ton of potential. So my quick and dirty thoughts on Event...
And my side note is, all the units freaking die already. Like Herda Himiko just one-shot every wave. Adventurine doesn't get to hit anything. Like, let's be real. Half the time, my Himiko doesn't get to hit anything, because Herda killed everybody. Like, it's wild.
Aventurine are... Wow! This guy's crazy! So I'm just gonna run in so I can actually show you some of the stats really quickly.
Yeah, I want to see it.
There's a boss that I can go fight over here.
Because I tried the same team that he's trying.
But is he a must-pull? Based on my experience, based on what I've seen, I think I can address that. It's going to depend on where your account is.
That is the smart answer. That is the smart answer. It will depend where the account is.
But I do not understand, and I do not see how Aventurine is not on Fu Xuan level, but potentially in a different way.
I'm gonna let him cook.
I think that Aventurine will do some things better than Fu Xuan, some things worse. They're both providing crit value, crit damage, which...
Let's be real, though. Fu Xuan and Adventurine together will be meta for Golden Gears and staying alive. Together, like putting them on the same team, will be very, very, very good, I think.
In the case of Aventurine, crit rate in the case of her. She has damage mitigation and healing. Aventurine has so many shields.
Okay. Fu Xuan's heal is the same level of good is Adventurine's damage. Her heal's like non-existent, and when I used Adventurine, his damage was non-existent. Like it's there, but is it really there? Not really. Doesn't do
You
anything.
just don't ever take damage, and I'll show you that in a minute. I think they're both really good, and obviously they're different elements. We've got this crowd control stuff. You're immune to crowd control for 1 turn. Well, you're kind of immune to crowd control because of what Aventurine does. I'll show you that in the test run. They're both insanely good units, but in my thought process, I'm going, why not both?
That's true. If you can, get both.
Why not both? I'll just have both units. They'll both be crazy. They'll both be insane, and I'll never die. I'll never die. I could put them on the same team and literally never die, push the hardest content of the game, or I put one on one team, one on the other, and I just think I have, like, insane sustain. So that's where I'm at.
I would like it if the game got to the point where you needed to run double sustain again, instead of just all damage. That would actually be hype, because healer preservation buffer damage is kind of cool. I don't like, double buffer into double DPS or whatever the current meta is, hyper comps and all that stuff. That's not as cool. I don't know, because you just one-shot everything.
Let me just show you really quickly in game kind of what his kit does. This is a little loud here. Let me turn that down a little bit.
Thank you.
Okay, so you might have noticed I started the fight with a shield. Everyone on my team is currently
That is the best part of this character, by the way. You just get to start with a shield. That's awesome.
shielded, which is cracked. Let me just move my body here so you can see some of this stuff, because I think this stuff over here is a lot more important to look at.
All right, Tash.
So I can just play through this
Won't
kind of
move me
like
again.
normally, and I'll shout out a few things here. But let's get spicy. So
Get spicy.
before the enemy gets a turn, I want you to see this. Aventurine has this buff, or this buff. This is the shield. It's a 3-turn shield.
That's a good
kind of like
amount
Fu
of
Xuan's.
time.
3 turns for him. These characters are on 2 turns. That's because they took a turn, but it's a 3-turn buff, okay? Now, anytime he uses his skill or his follow-up attack, he will apply more shields, and he will reset this buff.
That's
Okay?
good.
Which is really cool.
That is really
Now,
great.
it also applies effect resistance, which is cracked. Super, super good. It's
I
going to
feel
help
like
you
I'm never CC'd,
mitigate a
but
lot of
yeah.
different debuffs in the game.
It's helpful.
On top of
sure.
this, though, he has this bingo effect. So when anyone does a follow-up attack, he gains a stack of his passive. What is his passive? His passive is a counter of 7. If you look at is it his talent here? Yeah. It's a counter of 7, and when this goes off, he does a follow-up attack. The follow-up attack will give you a little bit of damage.
The follow-up attack specifically says minor damage, which is incredibly disappointing. I really wish it didn't say minor damage. I feel like 7 is a lot. And maybe he has eidolons that fix that and it's less, but 7's kind of a lot.
To the enemies, break some shields, but it's mostly to apply and reapply this shield, as well as well, yeah, just to reapply the shield, really. Like, that's the main thing. It's a smaller shield than the skill, but it's still a valuable way to keep your team alive. And this can be triggered from both your teammates being hit and the follow-up attacks. So follow-up units just bring more value to the team because they're going to get hit eventually anyways. But I want to show you kind of how this functions. Okay? So I'm going to attack. I'm just going to, do my thing here. I'm going to use my ultimate on this guy.
I'm not going to comment on how
not?
he fights, by the way. That's not
And I'm going to do a
important.
follow-up attack. So this is going to give me 1 stack of the passive. As long as I got that. Boom. I've got 1 stack of the passive. I got hit. AoE. I got 2 stacks. Oh, no, sorry. It's because he got hit, he got 2 stacks. That wasn't AoE. My bad. If he gets hit, you get 2 stacks. If other people get hit, you get 1
that's
stack.
good.
If it's AoE, everyone
So he gets dramatically better if you're going slower than the enemy.
is getting stacks generated on here. Now, here's the best part, okay? So, I want this guy to attack me a couple times. You can overstack! You can overstack on it. So I got that, and then watch this. AoE. Boom, boom, boom. I'm at 9.
The overstack is actually awesome. That was a welcome surprise. I'm very happy you can overstack because he would be terrible without it.
So now I do the follow-ups. I'm back up at 3.
But did you see how little damage that like That was like negative damage. I don't know. It's just visual noise with nothing happening.
It is so cracked. It is so cracked, bro. That is nutty.
How does it... Okay. Here's what's hard for me. And this is what I was talking about in my last video. Like, Acheron is so cracked and so insane that everyone else feels garbage now. No one else feels freaking good in comparison. That's how much better she is than every other unit in the game. Like, obviously, Jingliu still feels good, but like, he is not cool in comparison. That's the problem. He might have been cool a patch ago. Like, if Adventurine was put in, like, instead of frickin' Argenti, that would have been maybe more hype. Oh, I hate that he's coming out right now. Honestly, it sucks.
Nutty Professor. Okay, so that's cool and all. I love that. Let's attack. Do our thing. Follow-up attack. We're at 4 stacks. Beautiful. We can keep attacking.
See, but now the dude's not going to hit him, so they're not going to get the
We're
stacks.
almost going to get into it again. As soon as this enemy gets a turn, we're pretty much going to get back into it.
See, the shield broke.
Unfortunately, the attack...
Yeah, dude, his shield broke, and his ratio almost died in an overworld mob fight. Like, keep that in perspective. This is the overworld. Normally, this gets one shot.
ratio. So that's the one thing. If your unit isn't shielded, then it won't apply. So that's...
And also, for some reason, I thought you were supposed to refresh the shield when he did his attacks. I thought that was supposed to happen. Or the follow-up was hit. Maybe he misspoke. I'm not sure.
That's the only one thing. So in this situation, because I wasn't shielded, I didn't get the follow-up attack. You know what? I'm weak here. So you got to make sure you're paying attention to skill points because I'll just show you when I cycle through. Okay? When he actually uses his skill, it gives you a massive shield. His skill is like 2 or 3 times the amount of shield as the follow-up attack. So you definitely want to throw these in once in a while just to kind of top up and bring you
You're going to need to use that a lot.
This is also a good way to show this. If you look at my characters here, I've got a 405 shield. She's at 811 right now.
Shield.
He's at 1300. Okay?
He hasn't been hit
yet. So if I shield up,
so
this will stack with my current shields. Boom. And now, he is at 2700. 1700 shield. 1300 shield. 2100 shield. Like, this is a lot of HP.
It is a lot of extra HP. That is true. It, you know, gives you a good chunk more health.
And damage mitigation right there. So that's really, really cool. There is a cap. There is a limit. I think in this test run, it's about 2800. It's based on his stat.
Technically, it's not damage mitigation. Damage mitigation would mean you take less damage. You still take the same damage. You just can take more damage is the difference. Not to be a turd correcting stupid terms that don't mean anything. I'm sorry. That was a dumb thing to comment on. My bad.
But that is awesome. Now, the one thing we haven't shown off is the ultimate ability. So the ultimate ability is also going to activate your passive or potentially activate your follow-up attack because it's going to give you a random amount of those points. It is also...
This ability was not working for me, by the way. Roulette Shark. It was not doing the debuff. It wasn't proccing Acheron anyway, so don't know why.
Going to
I couldn't view it on him anyway either.
And now it's going to boost up your crit damage against a particular target. So if I use this bad boy on this boss, I'm at 6 stacks. It's going to depend on what you roll here. It could be, okay, I got a few stacks. I got like 4 stacks there. I overcapped. I did my follow.
That only did 1500 damage with the ult. So with a crit damage boost, and I saw the Adventurine, his stats are great. His very good crit rate, crit damage, and defense, which is what he's supposed to have. And he only does 1500 damage. That is just so insanely low to me.
A lot. I've given my teams more shields. If you remember before,
like, look at that. He's got good stats. These aren't bad at all. Like, does he also need insane attack to do damage? Like,
So he was maxed out. She's now looking juicy. He's looking juicy. It's crazy.
That's like an auto attack.
It's so fucking good, dude. It is actually so good. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I did not expect this.
I
gotta
didn't
be careful
expect
not
him to be
kill
this
all this
bad.
stuff, but like, as soon as I do this, I'm going to get it again. I'm going to get the shield again. It's going to reapply it again. I don't know. I'm sold. I'm so sold. It's not even funny. Boom, follow-up attack.
I wish I was this happy. Dude, it did 9,000 damage to 2 units. Am I the only one who thinks this is not impressive? Like, I understand loving the idea of what he's supposed to do. But that should not be 9,000 damage. And I know you guys are going to comment. Maybe he'll comment. I mean, I doubt Mtashed will watch this because I'm too small and whatever. And if he does watch it, he's probably going to think I'm a freaking turd and hate me, and that'll be fun. But, like, I know you're going to say he's a freaking tank meant for survivability, so he's not going to do a lot of damage. But my counter argument is that first off, my Fu Xuan does a ton of damage. But second off, I don't think he does the tank thing well enough because he does the damage. Like, it's cool that he can do 2 separate things. That's what we want. But I feel like he's too jack of all trades and too random in if he's doing well or not. Like, I don't know. I need him to excel in an area. I feel like he doesn't excel in an area. I feel like he's just a fun, nice to have because you want to be an IPC team with freaking Topaz and Ratio. Like, I don't know. Ugh. I'm normally hyped for characters.
I'm gonna retreat because I'm gonna fight this again. I want to just keep testing
who are we fighting with next?
My quick and dirty answer for Aventurine is I'm most likely gonna try to pull him. I don't have a ton of wishes.
You try to pull everybody to be
and I just
clear.
got Acheron, so I don't have.
Nice.
I've got none. If I miss, I miss. But I am literally going to pull. I'm gonna go for him. I'm gonna use him, and
I love it.
That's great. All there is to it. I hope I get him. I really hope I get him.
Is there more of this video?
I'm gonna use him with my Acheron team.
I'm gonna go over like
and I'm gonna have a good time, bro.
Tier list.
On top of that, I just realized this as well. What is the light cone? Here we go. This is the thing I did not realize. Is this light cone that I've heard is crazy with Acheron? It has a defense bonus. He scales with defense.
I've seen the rest of this video. It's not super pertinent to what I want to talk about. I think he'll be fine with Acheron because this is a good light cone. He'll probably be Acheron's best tank, mainly because, you know, he does damage, he can boost the crit damage that enemies will take, and he can provide the debuffs with this light cone and his ult, and that will be fine. So it's not like he's terrible. I'm just not excited. You know, thank you, Tash, for making your video. I love that you're excited about him. You're funny, you're knowledgeable, and I don't think you're necessarily wrong in any of these points, but I don't know. I'm just so not hyped for him. It's weird. I'm normally super hyped. Like, I want to spend, get the character, get the light cone, have him be awesome. And he just seems so not nuts. Like, I feel like he changes nothing. Nothing's different. When I have him on my account, it's like a skin swap where I don't need him. Like, I almost feel like running Japard does the same thing for my freaking Acheron is running this dude, because Japard also applies a debuff, except it's every turn that he attacks. Every turn he attacks, he applies a freaking debuff because he freezes. So it's about the same. Now, obviously, he's probably better than Japard. But from looking at the numbers there, Japard has a bigger shield. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Mtashed, if you end up watching this, I hope I don't have a Hex Juice situation where you think I'm coming at you and I'm being mean, because I'm not. I don't know why. I never would have been conscientious about that being like a potential problem or whatever, because I don't think I've said anything mean or insulted you or anything. And, you know, you're great. I've watched you for years. I've even, believe it or not, I've played Destiny with you, actually, before. I played Ranked with you when I was in Fabled, or whatever the top rank. It was such a long time ago. Legend, whatever it was called. You know, I followed your guides to unlock a lot of the cool guns, and so I respect you a lot and love your content. I've been following you for a super long time. Always wanted to react to one of your videos, and I saw this video, and this is the first video I've seen you make where I feel like I disagreed with your point, and I don't want to just have a video where I, like, you know, say yes to everything you're saying. So much respect, much love. Tashman is the main man. Um, Peace, love, and happiness, guys. That's probably someone else's main quote, but we can also steal another guy's. Peace out and keep moving forward.